Lusso Italiano, Luxury Imports sponsors Boxing Bros UK.
Hello everybody, this is Boxing Bros UK. I am the host Chris. This is my co-host Andrew, the Boxing Brain. Today we're talking about, this is our final prediction video for the 3 undercard fights. We'll start with the worst first. Yeah, we're not even going there with Isaac Lowe. We don't care about the fight. We just talk about the big, important boxing on Boxing Bros UK. We're going to start with Dave Allen, Johnny Fisher. Okay. I'll let you take it away, brother.
The White Rhino.
What's your prediction?
Oh, we like the White Rhino. We like him, don't we? We like him. Bless him. Listen, I think Johnny Fisher is an interesting one, isn't he? Because I was looking at this, and I'm probably getting ahead of myself here, Chris, and I was thinking, right, I expect Johnny Fisher to get through this, right? Dave Allen's had a couple of little tune-up fights, getting back. I mean, his last 2 losses was, you know, no shame. Fraser Clark a couple of years ago, and then you have to go back to big punching Davy Price in 2019. You know, he's had a good career, Dave Allen, and he's a durable guy. You know, he's got a good chin. I'm not sure how that chin holds up now. I don't know. And Johnny Fisher can punch a bit, but I expect Johnny Fisher to get through this inside 8 rounds. I think he might get some rounds out of Johnny Fisher. I think that's why they're pitting him against Allen. Allen might be able to take him into deeper waters, but I'm getting ahead of myself a bit. But I was thinking if Johnny Fisher wins this, which I expect him to do, I wouldn't mind seeing him in against maybe, you know, the winner of Chisora, Otto Wallin, Jarrell Miller, Luis Ortiz still kicking around at 60. What about that? And then, do you know what I think a fight would be really good if he gets past Allen, and if he gets past Allen, because Allen has got it in him to spring an upset. Someone like Jermaine Franklin, who's known on these shores, he's fought AJ and White. Maybe that might be a good one. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Those are just some of my thoughts, Chris. What do you think of this matchup and things going forward after?
What's your final prediction, though, first?
Oh, sorry.
What's your final prediction?
I'm not going to get splinters on my arse. I'm going to go, I think Dave Allen will make a real good account of himself. I think he was disappointed with the Clark. I think he come in at short notice, didn't he? If correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. I think Johnny Fisher will knock him out in round 9.
9, yeah? Oh,
1 sec, because I need to get. I'm gonna go, right, Chris.
So
I'm gonna go a TKO stoppage, rounds 8 to 9. If you really want to hold me over a gun, I'll say round 9.
Okay. Is it? I think it's a 10-rounder in it as well. Is it a 10-rounder or 12?
I think. Oh. I just looked on Box Rec as well. I think it's 10. I think so.
Yeah. Well, because, like you say, we love the White Rhino. Like, I love Dave Allen, and I always root for him every fight, and he always lets me down. Honestly, he had that little stint.
Lucas Brown win was good, Chris, wasn't it? Remember that?
Yeah, that was good. And that was a sweet little combo as well, wasn't it? Down to the body
shot,
over the top, boom. Yeah. But I rooted for him against Fraser Clark, and he jacked. But I'm a fan of Dave Allen. I watch his channel, and he said it really hurt his feelings of what people were saying about him after the Fraser Clark fight, and he just said, regardless, he said, I don't want people saying that about him. I don't want people to say in years' time, remember Dave Allen, he was a bit shit. He said, I want people to say, Dave Allen, he was all right. He was a good boxer. He was tough. He said, I want people to say good things about me. And obviously, he's the Price fight. I think he got too cocky. He got ahead of himself. After he knocked out Lucas Brown, he proper got full of himself. And because Pricey he gets knocked out easily all the time, he thought, I can do Pricey. And then Pricey was of the mindset, why are people underestimating me? I'm a fucking Olympic medalist, decorated amateur, and I'm still David Price, and I'm still good. And no matter what, David Price was still one of the hardest hitters in the heavyweight division. Even though he couldn't really land the shots and he didn't have the
it was his gas tank, Chris. His gas tank let him down, and his chin was found wanted. It was unfortunate, but as you say,
and his
great puncher. Yeah,
great puncher. And I remember Povetkin. You know when he was in against Povetkin, and he landed a right hand on Povetkin. He sent him to the other side of the ring.
I know. And then he sort of switched off, and that was one of the worst knockouts I've seen as well. That was bad knockout. That was.
Yeah. I know. And don't forget, I know we're digressing a bit, but talking about Pricey. I love Pricey. Pricey's another. I like the underdog. Don't forget, David Price beat Tyson Fury in the amateurs twice, and when they were both prospects coming up, Peter Fury even admitted when he was managing Tyson's career, we fight David Price when we're ready. And at the time, we wasn't ready for Price. That's out of Peter Fury's mouth.
Also, that's Chris, didn't Price get in ahead of Fury at the Olympic Games? So I know Fury was kind of wasn't there a story?
Yeah, he beat him.
Yeah. So there's a bit of history there, wasn't there?
So in the amateurs, so let's not. So that's why, and Dave Allen forgot all that and just thought Price is a knockover job, and then he's the one who ended up in the hospital. he got a savage beating that night, but he's recovered. He's coaching. He came back for the Clark fight for the money, but this time I'm going to do it again. I'm going to go with my heart. He's got his coaching in Manchester with I can't remember who he's coaching with now. The guy who's coaching him he's a famous British fighter. What's his name? And he's in Manchester. And he's based in Manchester. I can't remember his name. For that, it escapes me. And I've said his name on one of the videos previously. But anyway, leave in the comments if you know who's training Dave Allen for this fight. But anyway, he's taking it serious. He's had a full camp. He's training. Everyone's following his journey on his channel. So I'm going to say Johnny Fisher's going to win on points. And Dave Allen's going to make him look bad and really make it a tough fight. But Johnny Fisher's going to win on points. That's my prediction. And I'm only saying
big shout.
I'm going with my heart.
I can see that.
I'm going with my heart. And I'm back to Dave Allen.
I think if Dave Allen, if he's able to find that kind of Lucas Brown form, if he's able to be resilient in there, I think if he's able to kind of get on Johnny Fisher's chest, get his work off, hit him to the body, slow him down, give Johnny Fisher something to think about that we thought maybe Babbage would do in his last fight, but didn't. I think if he can make it a tough night and get out there early and keep that momentum going, that could happen, Chris. That could happen. With Dave Allen, though, isn't it? It all depends up here for me with him. He's got to be sort of switched on up here. If he's switched on up there, you get a performance out of him. And I think these corners got to be giving him some good instructions.
The other thing with Dave Allen is, like, what he does a lot in fights, he don't let his hands go. He just stands there. He don't let his hands go. Like against Dylan White, against Luis Ortiz, against fucking Lenroyd. He just don't let the hands go. He just doesn't let his hands go. He just stands there. Fucking
it could be a number of reasons for that. It could be a gas tank issue, preservation. He's a durable, tough guy, so I don't think it's that he's overly concerned about the punishment coming back. But I know what you mean. But I hope he does well. I'm rooting for him. I just think Fisher might catch him.
So next one, I hope everyone's watched the face-off with Moses Itauma and Dempsey McKean. I'm not sexist or anything like that, but who the fuck was that woman who was doing the face-off with them two? And like, for me, when you've got people doing it, you need people who know about boxing or who you know in boxing. Like when Johnny Nelson does it, or when Max Kellerman does it, or when Steve Bunce does it. Like when you've got some random bird who's about 25, who no one fucking knows, who obviously doesn't know anything about boxing. She's there going to Moses Itauma. You've had 8 KOs in 10 fights. And Moses Atuma's telling her, yeah, but some of them were 6-rounders. That's why they're not all KOs. Like, that record's not really telling anything about his boxing. And he's having to correct her because she doesn't know anything about boxing. I'm not being sexist. Get your Taylor in there. Get Natasha in there.
If they want to get a woman in there, yeah.
Boxing, not just
if they want to get a woman in there and get a bit of representation going, like get Clarissa Shields in there, or I don't know, Savannah Marshall, or I don't know, Katie Taylor probably would have, I don't know, like I don't know, but yeah, I know what you mean.
She's not really showman. But do you know what? That's a good shout, Andrew. Clarissa Shields would be fucking awesome in that situation. Shit stirring.
That's the first name it comes to me.
Like winding people up and stuff. It'd fucking be awesome doing that. But I'd just like to say, bad luck by the zone. Just getting some random pretty bird to do the face-off who doesn't know shit about boxing, and the boxers are having to correct her when she's fucking saying shit that she don't know what she's talking about. It's not a good look.
But my thoughts on this, Chris, and I said this to you off camera.
Yeah.
I think there's a bit of notion. This is a funny one. It's an interesting, and we'll get into it a little bit. But I know people look. Dempsey McKean is a bit of a step up from WAC, and who's about 45, looked about 52 in there. But he's a big, tall, stiff. He's called the Tower for a reason because he's a big, strong heavyweight, but he moves like a tower as well. Not a particularly great southpaw. Took Hrgovic 12 rounds. Not liked what I've seen of him at all. He's a bit of a name. He's got half decent record, but there's no one on it. There's no one on that record of any note. I think this is very good matchmaking. I think he takes and dismantles Dempsey McKean inside 6 rounds. And I know you'll come into this as well. But if Moses is going to get that youngest ever heavyweight championship, and he's got till March next year, if I'm not mistaken, well, he's got to get a bit of a move on. And the options at the moment he's got after this is going to be, well, the IBF with Dubois or Parker, whoever wins that, and the winner of Usyk Fury. And I don't know at this stage if he's going to beat either of those. So that's my initial assessment, Chris. Anyway, what's your thoughts on the fight and Moses moving forward?
So, like you say, Dempsey McKean, he's a good all rounder. He's got experience. Every time he's fought someone of note, he's lost. Hrgovic. I can't remember. Did he fight Parker? Oh no, that was massive.
He's only lost one. Actually, he's only lost one, but he hasn't fought anyone, Chris. He ain't fought. If you look at his record, there's no one on there outside of Hrgovic. So some of these paddy records are a bit.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
Sorry, my cat's meowing. It's doing it. But see, he's only lost to Hrgovic. Hrgovic is all that. He gave a good performance. He said he didn't agree with the stoppage, but he's not. Like Moses Itauma is just going to be too fast, too sharp.
Yeah.
And he's just going to obliterate him fighting like inside 6 rounds. I agree with you. KO inside 6 rounds. He ain't gonna live with Moses Itauma. And like you say, so if he wants to beat Tyson's records, I just don't think it's possible, because the way boxing is now, people are fighting twice a year. Yeah. Tyson Fury and Usyk have got 3 belts. Dubois got a belt, and they're all scheduled to fight. So let's say Dubois fights in February. What, is he going to fight Itauma in March? Is he next month? Don't think so. So yeah, the way the heavyweight landscape is now, it's going to be impossible for Moses Itauma. He has the talent to beat the record, but he's not going to be able to get the fight because Dubois is not going to fight him in March after he defends against Parker. It's not going to happen. Let's just be realistic. So the only chance he's got is if Fury beats Usyk and he vacates one of them belts. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Or if Usyk beats Fury and he vacates one of them belts. But he's got to get himself into a mandatory position.
Yeah, indeed.
So
I mean, what is he?
Fight someone
He's
really
number
high
10 with the WBO, isn't he? So if he beats McKean, I mean, it's not going to put him too much further up those rankings, but I don't know, maybe Frank Warren, and you alluded to it off camera, maybe Frank Warren has got, you know, something up his sleeve, perhaps. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. So, like, the only way they could do it is if, let's say, well, because it's March, the walk fight can't happen. But let's say Usyk vacates all the belts, yeah? And he says, I'm going to have a rubber match against Fury for just for the Ring magazine belt, because I don't need the belts. Fuck the belts, yeah? Everyone knows I'm the man, yeah? So the belts are scattered. And let's say Frank Warren, whoever the number 1 contender is for any of them straps, WBC, whoever it is, let's say Frank Warren really sells it and says, and overpays the person who's the mandatory and says, right, you fight Moses for a title. So this is Moses. They sell it as, we're beating Tyson's record. We're going to beat Tyson's record. This is what we're going for. Queensbury are breaking records, blah, blah, blah. They really, really, really sell it, you know. They sell it like that they're trying to beat Mike Tyson's record. Big showdown in March. Hasn't happened to March. Whoever's the mandatory contender, they're going to get paid loads of money, or whoever's got the interim belt or the WBA regular, whoever's got that next shot at one of them titles. Even, do you know what? He could fight Coley. He could fight Coley, couldn't he? Because Coley's like ranked number 5. Him and a Coley could fight for like the WBC or something. And I reckon he'd do a Coley easy. My opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of with you. I just don't think the way the landscape is politics, even with Frank Warren's Paula, he's probably got something up his sleeve. Maybe try and work something out. If he fights Dubois, if Dubois wins and he sells it as, look, even if Itauma loses, he can come again. But then does it kind of affect his result? I don't know, because he's still so young and moving up. Oh, I just can't see it at this stage. And that's kind of my only view on it, really. I just can't see it.
No. He's got the talent to do it.
I mean, you never know.
I believe that, yes. Do I believe he can beat Fury and Usyk? Probably not. Maybe. Do I believe he can beat Dubois? Maybe. Can he get that fight before March? Definitely not. He's not going to get a world title fight before March or in March. Impossible. It doesn't matter how much the WBO love Frank Warren. Like, they're not going to make Moses a number 1 mandatory contender, force purse bids and all that before March.
Yeah. As you say, Fury and Usyk fighting this week, they're not going to be ready, especially if it's the war I'm expecting it to be. They ain't going to be ready by March. Dubois fighting in February on the card of all ages. I think maybe this has all been I'll just pose this to you. Perhaps this has been an all marketing ploy to get Itauma's name on the map. Oh, he's chasing Tyson's record. You know, good promotion. I'm putting my boxing brain on here, my promotion brain. And because it has put Itauma on the map. He's chasing the record. Oh, we never really wanted him to try and beat it. Like, you know, we were just messing about with that. It could be, couldn't it?
Yeah, that's it. I wish I was at a press conference. I'd ask Frank Warren that. How's he going to beat Tyson's record when it's impossible? How are you going to do
if you didn't know you was going to get that meeting with him, we'd have put some questions together. But I'd have been making that. I'd have after I'd have called him out about being a gooner. I'd have said to him, listen. Surely that, and I'd have got him thinking there a little bit, and he'd have probably shot me down, slapped round. Who do you think you are? I don't even know who you are. Coming in here, asking cheeky questions.
But I just think, it's just impossible. The way boxing is now, I think he can do it, maybe, or he can be in the fight, but he's not going to get them fights. No, it's just impossible. It's impossible.
Yeah,
because like you say, they're not going to be. Usyk and Fury aren't going to be ready for March. Depending if Fury wins, he wants the rubber match with Usyk. Usyk wins, he wants Dubois. No one's going to be ready, and he's not even going to be mandatory by then. And he can't even if he did the purse bid, they're not going to say the purse bid has to be done by February. They're not going to do that. They're going to probably say purse bid's finalised by March.
If Fury wins, mate, he'll be on the old jar. He'll be on the jars, mate. Going to be ready for. He won't be ready. He won't be ready for next bloody December, let alone March. You're having a laugh.
If Fury wins, he's going to have Ngannou rematch before he fights Usyk.
Probably. Yeah, probably.
So the next fight that we're going to do. Oh yeah. So my final, both our predictions, Itauma inside 6. Yeah, we're both saying the same.
Yeah.
Final predictions: Madrimov versus boachuk.
This is another interesting one, Chris, because Madrimov's meant to be fighting. He's meant to be a late replacement to fight Virgil Ortiz on the February card. Well, if boachuk gives him a hard night this coming weekend, he ain't going to be ready for February. So here's another interesting one. I expect Madrimov to win. I thought boachuk put in a very good performance against Virgil Ortiz. I think he made a bit of an admirer of Turkey Al-Sheikh in that fight. Very good performance. Madrimov, 400 fights as amateur. You know, I think gave Crawford, all right, it was Crawford's first fight up another weight. You know, gave him a tough night's work. I actually think there was more in that fight. Madrimov could have gone through, let his hands go more. Could have done a bit more in that fight. Madrimov's a level above boachuk. Boachuk's tough, resilient, can box a bit. Madrimov should get this job done. I would say a wide points decision, actually, for this fight. Yeah. That's my general thoughts on that.
So, stars make fights. Obviously, like Madrimov, like you say, he because of his inexperience, he showed Crawford a little bit too much respect.
Yeah.
In that fight, I believe. And he didn't let his hands go as much as he could have, like you say. Same with a boachuk. Like he don't use his height and his reach. Like when he's fighting Ortiz, he likes to tear up, doesn't he? He likes to. This guy likes it. He's a big man who fights like a little man. He likes to have a tear up. I don't know. Madrimov's got unbelievable reactive skills. Like moving, feinting, footwork, like just moving around the ring, like really, really, really well. And boachuk, he's a tough guy. And I think if he tries to fight small, Madrimov's not going to go in for a tear up with him. So I hope he doesn't go for that game plan because he's not going to do that at all. And he's just going to get himself picked off and dealt with. So he just needs to try and keep it long. Best he can, and I'm with you. I'm thinking Madrimov by decision. Madrimov points decision, but tough fight. I don't see him stopping him. I think he's too tough for that.
And just to throw this out there, Chris, I'd really like Madrimov. I mean, look, he might come out unscathed and he can fight in February. And if he gets through this and Virgil Ortiz Jr., WBC interim, and then you've obviously got Fundora, haven't you? Fundora's the WBC and WBO champ. I think, do you know what? I think it'll be a really good fight going for that IBF strap against Murtazaliev. Murtazaliev, very heavy-handed, bit of an unknown quantity, great performance against Tim Tszyu. Madrimov, Murtazaliev. I don't know. I just find that's a tasty one for me. I don't know if Madrimov fancies that. He'll go the Fundora route, I think. All going well.
Obviously,
but
Fundora weren't supposed to win, so everyone's looking at him like slim pickings, aren't they?
Well, yeah. And that's the idea of the Virgil Ortiz fight. If he beats that, he gets the interim belt. Then he gets a shot of the WBC and the WBO.
It's a bit like when Jeff Horn beat Pacquiao. Everyone wanted to fight Jeff Horn for that strap. Everyone wanted to fight him for it. They did. Keith Thurman, Spence. They was all like, yeah, we want Jeff Horn, we want Jeff Horn. And then Crawford swooped in and took it, didn't he? Because he moved up from WBO 140 champ to and you get a mandatory shot at the WBO strap if you was a level below. But everyone, because they thought, oh, this is an easy world title, they all wanted to fight Jeff Horn. And it's the same with Fundora. Everyone wants a piece of Fundora.
Yeah, it's the route he's going down. And look, I don't want to take. Boachuk could spring an upset. Virgil Ortiz is capable. So, but I expect Madrimov. People are looking at his professional record and go, oh well, outside of Crawford. No, this guy's he's a very, very good fighter. There's not really anyone in that division that Murtazaliev I'm not too sure about, but there's not anyone in that division that is better than him skill-wise, outside of Crawford. So, who's now moved up to middle. So, Yeah.
What can you do? But I think hopefully, if he beats Fundora, unification, and you get the fight of your dreams.
Yeah.
That's it. Well, that's it from us. We've given our final predictions. That's it. Let's hope we are right. Look out for our final thoughts and predictions on the Fury video coming later on this week. Boxing Bros UK.
Cheers, guys.